Hi, I'm Rachel Donegan. I am the Howe Library's Emerging Technologies Librarian, and I am here to show you how to make something every week. This is Howe Makers. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Howe Makers. Today I'm going to be exploring embroidery, which is painting with thread. And ultimately, I am going to embellish this skirt. It's very plain. It's a great skirt. It fits great. It even has pockets. But you can see it's very ordinary, and we're going to make it a little bit more exciting today. There are many different books available to help you get started with embroidery. One that I like a lot is this one. It's just a pocket guide to embroidery. It's a lightweight little pamphlet style book, and I just use it to refer to different stitches. Sometimes if I haven't been stitching for a while, I forget how to do a stitch and I can quickly look it up here. Another one, beautiful book, is this one called The Intentional Thread. It has beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pictures of projects and very interesting, painterly, experimental kinds of stitches. So this one is a lot of fun to look at. And another one is this one, which is about a Japanese style of embroidery called SASHIKO. And it's very mathematical and very specific way to do the stitches. And it makes beautiful, beautiful geometric patterns like this. Okay, I think we're ready to jump in and try some embroidery. I'm going to show you two stitches today. One is a stem stitch and the other one is a chain stitch. And I'm going to show you two different modifications of the chain stitch. One is to make a leaf on our vine, and the other one is a lazy daisy. It may not be visible on the camera, but I've made a really light pencil line right along the edge of my hem so that my stitches can follow that line. And because it's a vine, it's an organic shape, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to make sure I kind of keep within the line that I want to follow. So I've threaded my needle. I'm going to start at this end right here by going up from the back. And I'm going to make a slightly longer stitch for the first one, about a 1/2 inch or so. And just go back down. And before I pull this all the way through, I'm going to come up with my needle again right in between these 2 points. So here's my loop. I'm going to come up right between the two and then pull it all the way through. And then I'm going to go about a 1/4 inch past the end of the stitch here. I'm going to go down. That's going to be my sort of standard stitch length. Pull that through. And before I pull it all the way through, I'm going to come up right where this stitch came down. So I'm going to come back up through there, that hole right there. And each time I'm going to make sure I keep my loop to the same side. Oop, and the thread got a little tangled in there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to pull it all the way through. And I'm going to go just a 1/4 inch past. Keep my loop here. Before I pull it up, I'm going to go back through that hole right. Next, I'm going to add a leaf to my stem. So to finish off this stem stitch, I'm just going to go straight down where I left off. And then I'm going to go back a little bit to this point right here. Because it's an organic shape, it doesn't really matter where you put your leaves. You can put them wherever you feel like you need to put a leaf. So I'm going to pull this through. And now I'm going to come back down almost in the exact same spot. I don't want to come down in the exact same spot, but very, very close to it. And then I'm going to have the tip of my needle come out where I want my leaf tip to be. So I'm going to do it out here. And I'm going to wrap my thread around the needle to make a little leaf shape. And then I'm going to pull it through. Like that. And I don't want to pull it too tight, but there, that looks about right to me. And then I'm going to tack it down. So I'm going to put my needle back down, basically right where the thread is coming out. But I'm going to loop it around the loop that's there so that it holds it down. Go down right there. Okay, that was right on the hem, so it was very hard to get it through. Like that. There we go. Now we have a leaf coming out of our stem. So now that you know how to make a leaf and a stem, you can also make what's called a lazy daisy. So I've made one here. It's one of my favorite stitches to do. Often I will do this if I have a sweater with a little hole in it or a little stain. Sometimes I'll put a lazy daisy on it. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and I decided I would put one right in between these two little stem pieces, just for fun. The great thing is if you don't like something when you embroider, you can just take it out. The thread is not very expensive. You can take it right out and try again. Excuse me. Okay, so to do a lazy daisy, we're going to go come up in the middle, boop, like that. We're going to go down next to where our thread came up, and then we're going to go out. But before we pull all the way through, we're going to wrap our thread around the needle. Then we're going to pull it all the way through, and then we're going to tack it down. You can see we have one petal to our flower. So we're going to come up again in the middle. Down in the middle. Before we pull all the way through, we're going to wrap it around. And there we go. We have a little daisy. It's called a lazy daisy, I think because it's so easy to do and fast. So here we are, definitely not finished yet. This is going to take me more than one afternoon to finish, but I wanted to show you how far I managed to get. After I stopped taping, I worked on it a little more. Hope you're inspired to change up something in your closet. All right, see you next time. Bye.